Students, if you're watching this video, then you felt like you needed a little help on your homework, or maybe you're still sitting in class Monday morning and you guys are watching this. I'm not sure, but either way, if you're not on this assignment here, page 552, 11, 13, 17, 18, 23, 24, and 30 through 35, then you are on the wrong assignment. So please find the correct video if you're not on the right video, and let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. Page 552. I'm turning in my book there right now. Let's take a look at numbers 11 and 13. Numbers 11 and 13, the directions say, let me go ahead and quickly draw a line across here, like so. And let's see, number 11 and number 13, the directions say find the length of the hypotenuse. Find the length of the hypotenuse. So if you'll look at number 11 looks like this. Let me get my pen up and running, and let's go over here. Number 11 comes down, over, and over. I know that's not a right triangle. We're going to use our imagination, and we're going to put a 60 right here, and a 30 degrees right here, and we're going to put an X here and a 3 here. Now, very quickly, I'm going to go fast on this. Here's the right angle, so this side over here is my hypotenuse. Here's 60, so this side over here is my longer leg. Here's 30, go straight across. This is my shorter leg. Well, that's like a 5. That's a shorter leg. All right. Now, remember character trait number 3 says the hypotenuse is twice as big as the shorter leg. Do I know the shorter leg? Yes, I do. It's 3. So, then the hypotenuse has to be 6. X equals 6, because the hypotenuse is always twice as big as the shorter leg. All right, let's take a look at number 12. Number 12, or number 13, excuse me, number 13. All right, number 13 looks like this. Up and over and then down. Again, not a very good right triangle, but we're going to use our imagination. There we go. And let's see here. They tell us this length here is 11 square root of 3. And we have an X here for the hypotenuse. And we have 60 degrees here and 30 degrees here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is label all of my sides. So here's the right angle. I go straight across. This is my hypotenuse. So I'm trying to find the hypotenuse. Here is 60. I go straight across. This is my longer leg. Here's 30 degrees. Go straight across. This is my shorter leg. Now here's the problem. They want us to find the hypotenuse, correct? But the only way I've ever learned to find the hypotenuse in a 30, 60, 90 triangle is when I know the shorter side. The hypotenuse is always twice as big as the shorter side, or shorter leg, and I don't know what the shorter leg is. So I think it'd be really wise to find the shorter leg first, and then once I find the shorter leg, I'll know what the hypotenuse is. Now, if you'll look at character trait number 2, in your notes, character trait number 2, it says this. It says shorter leg equals longer leg divided by square root of 3. Do you see that? So this formula here tells you how to find the shorter leg. So shorter leg equals longer leg is 11 square root of 3 all over square root of 3. These cancel out. So the shorter leg equals 11. Now, if the shorter leg equals 11, I'm going to put an 11 right here and circle it. If the shorter leg equals 11, then the hypotenuse has to equal what? Isn't the hypotenuse always twice as big as the shorter leg? Sure it is. So the hypotenuse has to be 22. Remember, I don't think I've drilled this as much as I should have. All the problems we're doing today are 30, 60, 90 triangles. So everything that we're doing only works when you have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Very important that you understand that. Let's take a look at number 17. Number 17, by the way, the directions say find the length of the longer leg. Write your answer in radical form. So they do want your answer in radical form. Okay? That means they want your answer to have a square root. You don't type it into your calculator and get out a decimal. They want radical form. All right, so here's number 17. You can look in your book and you'll see a similar drawing to this. All right, there we go. Now, they want us to find the longer leg, X. Very quickly, I'm going to call this the hypotenuse because it is. Here's 30, go straight across. This is my shorter leg. Here's 60, go straight across. This is my longer leg. Now they're asking you to find the longer leg, and we do have a formula for the longer leg. It's character trait number 1. Character trait number 1 says longer leg equals the shorter leg times the square root of 3. That's how you find the longer leg. So the longer leg equals 4. Now where did I get 4 from? Well, the shorter leg is 4. So 4 square root of 3. So x equals 4 square root of 3, the longer leg. So there we go. The longer leg is 4 square root of 3. So x equals 4 square root of 3. All right, let's take a look at number, what was next? 17, then 18. Number 18. All right. Number 18 in your book looks something like this. Here's your right angle, and they have 60 up top, and they have a 30 down here, and they have a 6 right here, and an x here. Okay, students, here we go. You ready? Boy, I wish they'd given us the hypotenuse. I don't see that on any of them. It made the problem a lot more difficult. Okay, that's fine. All right, we're going to call this side here. The first thing I would always recommend that you do is to label your sides. This is your hypotenuse. Here's 30, go straight across, so this is your shorter leg. Here's 60, go straight across, this is your longer leg. So we're trying to find x, the longer leg. Character trait number 1 says longer leg equals the shorter leg times the square root of 3. Well, that means the longer leg equals, what is the shorter leg? Well, it's 6. So the longer leg equals 6 square root of 3. There we go. Just that simple. It's not that difficult. Let me grab a drink of water real quick. And we'll move on to number 23. After we do 23 and 24, just like that, we'll be halfway done with the assignment. Okay, number 23. Find the length of the shorter leg, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So now they want you to type your answer into your calculator and get out a decimal, which is totally fine. We know how to do that. Okay, there's our triangle. Not the best right triangle in the world, but close enough. In your book, if you look at 23, they're calling that angle 30, this angle up top 60, and they're calling this side here a measurement of 4, and this side here a measurement of x. Now, here we go. Here's your right angle. I'm going to use h from now on for hypotenuse. Here's your right angle. Go straight across. This is your hypotenuse. Here's 30, go straight across. This is your shorter leg. Here's 60, go straight across. This is your longer leg. Now they want us to find x, which is your shorter leg. Now if you look at character trait number 2, we have a formula for finding the shorter leg. Shorter leg equals, and then if you look at character trait number 2, you'll see the formula. It's longer leg divided by square root of 3. So students, the shorter leg then must be, well, longer leg goes up top, and the longer leg is 4. So 4 over square root of 3. Now that would normally be your answer, but they want you to type it in and get out a decimal. So somehow you've got to figure out how to use your calculator. Everybody's calculator is different. 4 divided by the square root of 3 should give you this decimal here. So if you're not getting this, you need to talk to a friend there and figure out how to type this into your calculator. The directions say round it to the nearest tenth. So the answer would be 2.3. 2.3. And that's the shorter leg. That's the shorter leg, which is what we found. Okay, let's take a look at number 24. Number 24. All right, number 24 looks like this. Up, over, and then diagonally down. Beautiful right triangle. We have a measurement of x, a measurement of 7, and this is 60, and this is 30. All right, here we go. This is your hypotenuse right here. Here's 60, we go straight across. This is your longer leg. Here's 30, go straight across. This is your shorter leg. Okay, we're trying to find the shorter leg. That's where x is. X is your shorter leg. We have a formula, character trait number 2. It says shorter leg equals longer leg divided by square root of 3. So shorter leg equals, and of course 7 is your longer leg, divided by square root of 3. So with your calculator, you're going to go ahead and type in 7 divided by square root of 3. And you've got to figure out how to do that. Get some help from some friends, whatever you need to do. But if you're typing it in correctly, you should get 4.04. They want you to round to one decimal place. So you would simply put 4.0. Okay? 4.0. All right. Now let's move on to the last 6. Just like that, we're halfway done. Now 30 through 35, they're mixing these all together. Okay? So you really got to pay attention, because they're not going to tell you in the directions, you know, find all of these, you're finding the hypotenuse or something like that. Each one's going to be different. Okay? Each one's going to be different. So let's really work hard on this. Let's work together and figure this out. Okay? All right, up here, if you look at 35 in your book, there's the 30 degrees. Down here in the bottom right is your 60 degrees. And we have a measurement of y, a measurement of x, and your hypotenuse is 10. Let me get a quick drink of water. Okay, here we go. Here's your right angle. Go straight across. This is your hypotenuse. Here's 30 degrees, go straight across. This is your shorter leg. Here's 60 degrees, go straight across. This is your longer leg. Now, if you'll look at character trait number 3, please look at character trait number 3 in your notes. You'll see right away that the hypotenuse is always twice as big as the shorter leg. So, excuse me for yawning. So, if my hypotenuse is 10, and it's twice as big as the shorter leg, then I know right off the bat my shorter leg must be 5. That's not too hard, okay? There we go. So my shorter leg is 5. The shorter leg and the hypotenuse are always pretty easy. They're always going to be twice as big or half as big as the other. So the hypotenuse is always twice as big as the shorter side. So if the hypotenuse is 10, the shorter leg has to be 5. Now how do we find the longer leg? Well, we have a formula for that. It's character trait number 1. Longer leg equals shorter leg times the square root of 3. So longer leg equals, what is the shorter leg? It's 5. So the longer leg equals 5 square root of 3. Of course, that's y, by the way. So I guess technically we should say x equals 5 and y equals 5 square root of 3. So there's your 2 answers for number 35. All right, let's take a look at number 36. Number 36. Okay, the triangle for 36 looks pretty basic, pretty standard. Here's your right angle down here. This would be 60 degrees, this would be 30 degrees, and again, they've given us the hypotenuse, pretty much a repeat of the last problem, so I'm going to go really fast with this. Here's your right angle, go straight across, this is your hypotenuse. Here's 60, go straight across, this is your longer leg. Here's 30, go straight across, this is your shorter leg. Now, what did I just mention to you? If the hypotenuse, if you know the hypotenuse, you know the shorter leg really, really quick. The hypotenuse is always twice as big as the shorter leg. So if the hypotenuse is 8, then this side over here has to be 4. So there's one answer, x equals 4. Now we got to find the longer leg, and there's a formula that we know. It's longer leg equals shorter leg times the square root of 3. So longer leg equals the shorter leg, which is 4 square root of 3. So your longer leg, which is y, equals 4 square root of 3. 4 square root of 3. All right, one more, and then after this, there's only 3 left. Okay, so hang in there. Number 37. Number 37. Well, you can tell I'm tired, can't you? Number 32. Number 32. And that's not helping a whole lot. All right, number 32. All right, number 32 looks again pretty standard, like the last problem. 60 degrees up here, 30 degrees down here, and let's see, we have an x here and a y here. Wow, the first 3 in a row really are the same. Okay, let's label your sides. This is the hypotenuse over here. This is 60, so y would be your longer leg. This is 30, so x would be your shorter leg. All right. Now, we know right away that the hypotenuse is twice as big as the longer leg. No, that's not right. The hypotenuse is twice as big as the shorter leg. So if the hypotenuse is 12, I can come right over here and call this 6 pretty quickly. So x equals 6. Or in other words, the shorter leg equals 6. Now how do I find y, the longer leg? Well, character trait number 1 says longer leg equals shorter leg times the square root of 3. And we know what the shorter leg is. It's right here at 6. We already found that. So the longer leg equals 6 square root of 3. So y equals 6 square root of 3. All right, and that's the length of the longer leg. All right, moving on. 3 left, and we're finally done. 3 left. So way to hang in there. I'm a little tired myself, so we just about made it. Number 33. Kind of a longer, slender triangle, something like that. Here's your right angle right here, and then they have a 30 up top and a 60 down below. And we know the hypotenuse. Wow, it's the same thing again. I can't take this. Wow, same thing over and over. It's like all of them are the same. Yep, every single one of them. Wow. Okay, well, I was hoping to get a little more creative. Okay, here we go. If you know, let's go and quickly label our sides. Here's your right angle, so this would be your hypotenuse over here. Here's 30, so go straight across. This would be your shorter leg. Here's 60, go straight across. This would be your longer leg. So very quickly, I can find the shorter leg. And the shorter leg, I mean, if the hypotenuse is 9, it's always twice as big as the shorter leg. So cut 9 in half. And if you cut 9 in half, you'll get 4.5. So 4.5 is what x equals the shorter leg, 4.5. Now let's talk about the longer leg. We have to find y, the length of the longer leg. And we have a formula for that. Longer leg equals shorter leg times square root of 3. And how long is the shorter leg? Well, it's 4.5. We found that a second ago. So 4.5 times the square root of 3. And I believe they want us to leave it in radical form. They do. So there's the other answer. So y equals 4.5 times square root of 3. There we go. That's your longer leg. All right, 2 left. 2 left. All right, number 34. All right, the triangle will look something like this. All right, 80 here. This length down here is x, and this length is y. Okay, let's really quickly label our sides. Here's the right arrow, go straight across. This is your hypotenuse. Here's 60, go straight across. This is your longer leg. Here's 30, go straight across. This is your shorter leg. All right, now, I mean, if you know the hypotenuse is 80, right away divide that in half, cut it in half, and you know the shorter leg, x right here, has to equal 40. That's pretty obvious, okay? So the shorter leg, x, equals 40. Now we have to find y, the longer leg. We have a formula for that. Longer leg equals shorter leg times the square root of 3. And of course, the shorter leg is 40. We just found that a second ago. So the longer leg equals 40 square root of 3. And so then, of course, that's y. Y is the longer leg. And so y equals 40 square root of 3. All right? Y equals 40 square root of 3. That's the longer side. Well, I do apologize. I didn't know all of these things were going to be so similar. I look at it, your homework, pretty well. I thought they would have mixed things up here a little better, but that's fine. Last one, and we're finished, so we're grateful for that. Here we go. Pretty rough right triangle. Let's see, this is 30 degrees down here. This is 60 degrees up here. And we'll call this x, this y, and your hypotenuse will be 15. Okay, here's your right angle. Go straight across. This is your hypotenuse. Here's 30. Go straight across. X is your shorter leg. And 60 goes straight across. Y is your longer leg. So here we go. If you know what the hypotenuse is, you can find the shorter leg just by dividing by 2. Or if you know what the shorter leg is, you can find the hypotenuse so quickly just by multiplying by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, x equals 7.5. That's the shorter leg. The shorter leg, x, equals 7.5. Now, if the shorter leg equals 7.5, then we're halfway done with the problem. Now we got to find y, which is your longer leg. And there is a formula. Longer leg equals shorter leg times square root of 3. So longer leg equals, where the shorter leg is, we're going to put 7.5 square root of 3. So we found the longer leg it's 7.5 square root of 3. Okay? And there we go. That's it. Hopefully working all 12 of these problems for you helped a little bit. I hope that it did. Be ready to work on Tuesday.